If you struggle to get up off the floor without using your hands, then this is the video for you. Unfortunately, where we spend so much time sitting, certainly in the Western culture, it's meant that we are unable to do simple things like getting up off the floor. But if you want to be able to play with your children, your grandchildren, you want to reduce your risk of injuries and falls as well, this is something that is really worth investing some time in and working on. Firstly, to come up off the floor, you need strong legs. So if you spend a lot of your time sitting, then these muscles become weak. And we're talking about your quads, your core, and your glutes. So this movement becomes basically impossible unless you work those areas. You can do a ton of exercises to strengthen those, and you can find them everywhere and anywhere. I have loads on my page if you're looking for ones that target particular muscle groups. Or you could just work on the movement itself. So let's say that you're on the floor, you can't get up, and your go-to routine of getting up off the floor is something like this. So if we go through that movement again, but a little bit more methodically, from the floor, we make our way onto all fours. Notice what's happening here. You're having to use your glutes, your core, and your thigh to work your way back into that all fours position. You then grab hold of your chair or whatever it is you're using for dear life, and then you get yourself up to standing. I want you to practice that. Find a good solid routine, and you're going to practice that 15 times a day until it feels easy. And you know what's going to happen when you do that? Your legs, your core, and your glutes are all going to start to become stronger. So start with that, and then we can move on to level 2. Okay, so this time we're not going to use a chair at all. From your seated position, you're going to use your sole of your foot, push down into the floor and take both hands onto the floor. You're then going to take the other foot, the other side of the hands. So you're in a mini squat. You're then going to place the hands onto the thighs and then come back up. So practice that movement, and you're going to work with that 10 times a day until you feel really confident. And of course, what's going to happen? Your thighs, your glutes, your core, and your hips are going to feel stronger and more mobile as well. So once you've done that, come back to me for level 3. You're probably already understanding now what really needs to happen for you to get that strength up off the floor. You need strong legs. And a great way of doing that is using that chair that you normally hold onto for dear life. And we're going to come into some mini lunges. So holding onto the chair, make sure it's stable. You can use the back of the chair here as well. And you're going to drop that back knee down as far as you feel comfortable to do so. If the knees feel really like they're going to explode here, come up a little, and then you're going to straighten the legs again. So it's that motion there, dropping the knee into those lunges with the support of the chair. Breathe and come back up. And you can really feel the quads working. And you're going to work with 10 reps on both sides until you feel comfortable with that movement. And what that allows you to then do is, if you're on the floor and you're on a kneeling position, you can then take your feet out in front and come up to standing. So give that a go, and then we're going to have a look at level 4. You're probably all thinking, what do I know about not being able to get up off the floor with ease? Well, let me tell you, I know plenty. I actually had a major back injury about 15 years ago, which is actually what got me into yoga to begin with. I spent 6 weeks in bed. I lost an awful lot of strength, and it took a long time for me to do simple things like get up off the floor unassisted. But this really helped me, which is why I'm sharing it with you, because I know how important it is to keep your mobility and keep your sanity as well. Okay, so for our next stage, we're going to need our chair again, and we're going to cross the ankles in front of us, lean forwards, and see if we can lift our bottoms up off the floor, like so. Now, if nothing happens, or you instantly come back down again, that means you still need assistance. So you're going to have the chair in front of you. You're going to hold onto the chair. Once again, make sure it's a stable chair. You're going to do that movement again, hold onto the chair and come back up. I want you to repeat that 10 times a day until you feel confident with that movement. Okay, so we no longer need that chair. We can get rid of that, but you might want to try and find yourself one of these. You don't need this to work out as such, but what this is actually going to do, it's going to replace the chair. By holding a weight in front of you, we're going to rock forwards just like we did using the chair, pushing the weight forwards, and as if by magic, the weight will pull you forwards. Now give that a go. Honestly, I would say that is the magic trick to getting up off the floor. If you can get to that stage, you're basically there, and I promise you it won't be far away. But there you go. You can try all of those methods that I have used to get yourself up to standing from seated unassisted. If you are still struggling, my advice to you is spend some time on your hip mobility. Spend some time on your core strength, strengthening your quads and your glutes. Let me know how you get on with this video, and hopefully it's going to make a real difference to a lot of you. Just be patient, listen to your body. I know these things are frustrating, but try not to restrict yourself. So don't think of all the things that you can't do. Think of all the things that you can do to help yourself.